Hello, good morning, good afternoon, Jar of Marble dwellers and Jar of Marble curious. My name is Linda and this is Jar of Marbles.
And I'm Bob.
Hello, Bob. It's lovely that you're here.
I know, it's always so great that I make it. I'm always on time. I'm always ready to rock and roll. I'm just one of those guys.
Yes, you are, Bob. Again, thank you so much for joining us. Today, I'd like to talk a little bit about self-care acts and obscurity.
Here we go.
It might be a long one for you if you're feeling threatened already, Bob.
Threatened? More like put to sleep.
I may need to put you back on your box, Bob. I want to share a few things that may seem rude to others, but they're actually self-care acts. We're living in such changing times, and fast-changing times at that, but we can no longer hide under a rock. I've realised since starting the podcast and the welcome feedback and support that I've received that I just want to take this opportunity now to thank you for those who have emailed me, left messages on my Facebook page. That's on the Rock Chicks Facebook page. Has been so inspiring. And to those that have asked me to speak on certain subjects, that's just been a privilege, and it's been such a learning curve for me. The digging around for information, talking to lots of different people, the research involved in bringing authors and other amazing women's stories to light.
It is actually, yes, even though I am a boy, yeah.
Well, good on you, Bob. You are a feminist.
Yeah, I am, and proud of it, if you don't mind.
Hashtag self-care acts and obscurity. A self-care act is not responding to texts 24/7. The whole business of attending to every ding immediately is insane. To be able to give yourself the space and time to just not answer is a real self-care act. 5 years ago, 10 years ago, this wasn't even an issue, wasn't a thing, well, not in my circle, but I have noticed that folk around me are picking up their phones and answering, responding to the most ridiculous inquiries that quite frankly could wait 24 hours.
Maybe forever.
Maybe forever. Now, obviously, I'm not talking about the business you're running, your job. That's another thing. Having to explain the obvious.
Godfathers.
Do yourself a favour and answer it later. Answer that message that does not need answering. Train those around you that you are not available 24/7. Sounds so simple and yet so rewarding when you draw that line in the sand for yourself. Then there's the ones that never answer their phone or reply to messages. They get to it when they get to it. Too bad if you're being murdered or you're broken down on a long, desolate country road. But again, a bit extreme, and yet it's all true in some degree. Another self-care act could be emotional honesty.
Is that even a thing?
Yeah, well, today it is, and of course it is, Bob.
Oh, goody.
The eternal, infernal obligation to show up to every invitation.
Snore.
Having the emotional honesty to say, you know what, I really don't feel like doing that, but I do really feel like doing this or that. Fill in the gap to what this or that is. It's when we are involved in our personal growth and others choose to not get it. And let me be clear, it is all choice.
By crikey, it is.
When others don't appreciate you're involved in creating a better life for yourself, then it can come across as rude. But that's their measuring stick. That's their version of events. When you decide for yourself and you stick to it, it can be a true life changer. I can't say that it's a game changer because your life isn't a game, although in truth, it sometimes can feel like it. There are huge acts of self-care. Another is letting people know that you can't go to an event because it's just not within your budget. To not put yourself in situations where you are putting yourself in debt to save face or to impress someone, that is something that needs looking at. But I am a big believer that it only takes one person to say something like that, and they could well be helping someone else to save face well.
So the message is save your face.
That's right, Bob. Some people will judge you for changing. Others will celebrate you for growing. Choose your circle carefully. Very much like if you look for the light, you will often find it. But if you look for the dark, it is all you will ever see. And boy, oh boy, isn't that true?
Oh, yeah.
Like that gorgeous saying, I have no idea who the author is, the bee doesn't waste his time trying to convince the fly that honey is a better than shit.
I likey.
Hashtag self-care acts and obscurity. A self-care act can be caught in an awkward stage of one's life. Like mine now. For instance, I'm in an awkward stage of my life where most of my conversations have at least one all of these in my sentences. It's something like, have I told you this already? So there's someone I'm telling things 15 times over and over, and the others not at all. So anyway, I'm sure some of you out there will be able to relate to it. To what was I saying? Have you seen my glasses or a favourite? I'd love to, but I've already taken my bra off. Oh yes, once the bra is off, home, I'm staying. But I digress.
You do?
Shut up, Bob. Self-care acts look different to all of us. Maybe you don't even label it. I think that there is a good thing. It's a good thing to have in your self-care. Have it noted at the very least. One day I love myself. The next day I look in the mirror. Just one day I feel very, very productive. In regard to the mirror, what I meant to say there is sometimes I just can't look in the mirror. I do. Of course I do. But I just go, I'm not sure what it is I'm looking at today. But anyway, the next not one idea can I scratch together. Some days I feel like a great mum. Some days a failure. These are the moments that the old unconditional love that we can set aside for others, that we can bring into the light of day for ourselves and for others to see, to gift themselves. Studies have consistently shown that spending time outside, for example, spending time in nature, tending to plants, getting our hands in the soil, can have remarkable effects on our mood and overall well-being. One of the most fascinating aspects for me, gardening, is the ability to boost serotonin levels. Serotonin is often referred to as the feel-good neurotransmitter.
I don't ever hear transmitter, neuro...
Shush, Bob. Help us to sleep better. It's crucial in regulating our moods and our appetite. Coming into contact with soil, whether planting seeds, pulling weeds, or simply touching it, our bodies come into contact with natural bacterium. As I have mentioned before in other episodes, going out to my garden is my go-to if I ever feel overwhelmed and I just want to feel calmer and peaceful. I love that it is achievable no matter what. Self-care acts with gardening also provides a sense of achievement and purpose. Watching the growth and transformation of the garden through the seasons gives us a connection to the natural world.
Like your cucumber seeds?
What do you mean?
Well, you keep on planting them and nothing happens.
Well, actually, you've got a point there. I've been trying to grow these jolly cucumbers because I have taken to in the last couple of summers, or spring rather, planting in the seeds, and once I get to a certain height, I then obviously transplant them from a little area that I do all my seedling growth, and I put them into the garden. But I've had 2 goes and they sort of looked like they were coming to life, and then they decided, no, we're not doing it. That's right, that's exactly what happened. So, but still, I'm still going to keep on persevering because it's just something that I love, and being connected to the seasons. You can see what's coming and what's leaving. It's always been a delight to me and gives me a profound sense of belonging.
And the Lord said, let there be sexy people, and poof, here I am.
Thanks for that, Bob. Yes, I think it's a good thing to add to your bucket list in terms of finding simple self-care acts.
I've hardly done anything on my bucket list.
Just change the B to an F and you will feel a much better.
I tell you what, though, I love my bed. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, how so?
Bed doesn't ask questions. Bed doesn't judge. Bed is warm and soft. Bed is always there for you. Bed is nice.
Good on you, Bob. Expressed with such sincerity. Thank you. Hashtag self-care acts and obscurity. I must say my bed's a favourite place too. It's in my top 10. And...
yes!
a sweater I bought was picking up static electricity, so I returned it to the store. They gave me another one free of charge. All we get is time and choices. Be wise with both. The dildo of consequences really arrives lubed.
Yeah, this
might be my favourite saying of the week.
Godfathers.
Another self-care act could be declining invitations to things that you don't want to be at, to not get involved in others' energies and people that you really don't want to be around. Many of us have been raised in pure A-grade obligation.
Well, isn't that the truth?
I know. The freedom to not feel obligated to accept every invitation offers several significant benefits, both mentally and emotionally, and helps you maintain control over your your time, energy and focus, allowing you to prioritise what truly matters. And here are some key benefits. It preserves your energy. Constantly saying yes to every invitation can lead to burnout. By being selective, you are conserving your mental, emotional and physical energy for things that genuinely align with your values and goals.
That is so true.
I know, Bob. Time management. Not every invitation fits into your schedule. Being mindful of what you accept helps you manage your time effectively.
I was thinking who was the first person to look at a cow and say, I think I'll squeeze those pink dangly things and drink whatever comes out.
Thanks for your thought, Bob.
Yeah, that's all right.
Stronger boundaries. Learning to decline invitations helps establish healthy boundaries. You're respecting your own limits, which teaches others to do the same. And this can actually foster deeper, more authentic relationships. Reduces stress. Oh, that's got to be a good thing. Feeling obligated to attend every event can add unnecessary stress and anxiety and can really pull, money out of your pocket for things you actually really can't afford. Most of us are saving for a home or paying off a home or even just trying to cover rent. Improved decision making. The ability to say no helps you become more intentional with your decisions. It encourages reflection on whether an invitation aligns with your objectives, be it personal or professional.
And who was the first person to say, see that chicken there? I'm going to eat the next thing that comes out of its bum.
Oh, good thought there, Bob. Self-priority. Declining invitation is an act of self-care. It is a self-care act. It allows you to prioritise your needs, ensuring that you focus on activities that recharge you rather than deplete you. Then we've got to talk a little bit about authentic engagement. When you only accept invitations that truly resonate with you, your presence at those events become more meaningful. You're more engaged, you're attentive, and you're more likely to enjoy yourself. Crikey, fancy that for an ocean, enjoying yourself, hey? That's right, Bob. I was thinking about obscurity and how often we are hidden so that we can find ourselves again. That can be both conscious and subconscious. In a world that celebrates visibility and instant fame, obscurity is often seen as something to be avoided. Yet, there is a quiet power in remaining unseen and working behind the scenes, away from the spotlight. Obscurity offers freedom, the kind that allows for mistakes, growth and experimentation without the pressure of constant scrutiny. Scrutiny's got to be scrutiny. When you operate in obscurity, you're not weighed down by the expectations of others. You can take risks, innovate and challenge conventions without fear of public judgment. This is where real creativity flourishes. In these hidden spaces, you have the room to explore your potential fully, making decisions based on your own values rather than the opinions of an audience.
Did you ever wonder if electricity comes from electrons, does morality come from morons?
Obscurity also fosters resilience, good old resilience. I like resilience, me too. When you're not at the centre of attention, you learn to rely on internal motivation, you're developing strength and perseverance in the process. You're working for the love of the craft, for the desire to improve, not for accolades or approval. And that one's quite an interesting one, that one. This intrinsic motivation becomes the foundation for sustainable growth, making your success far more fulfilling when it eventually arrives. Moreover, obscurity allows privacy. Stop it, Bob! Doing nothing. Yes! An increasingly rare commodity in today's hyper-connected world. It gives you the ability to refine your skills, test your ideas, and define your identity on your own terms. You're not yet bound by a public persona that you must live up to. Instead, you have the flexibility to pivot, to change, and to evolve.
Oh, I do like that.
Yeah, me too, Bob. All for a good evolvement.
Yeah. I've also been considering quizzes. If quizzes are quizzical, what are tests?
Shut up, Bob. Crikey. The power of obscurity lies in its potential to build something solid and lasting. It gives you the space to cultivate expertise, creativity and purpose, all without the pressure to perform or conform. Obscurity, far from being a limitation, can be a launch pad for greatness.
Oh, I like that.
I believe that the season of obscurity visits us more than once in our lives. It can be when we say we fall pregnant for the first time, or becoming a parent, we're getting married, getting divorced, when we suffer a shock, a death of a loved one, when we become grandparents, when we are the only one in our friendship ring that's self-employed. No matter how you shine, you can still feel completely invisible. Know that one? I bet you do. And when we feel invisible to others and overlooked for opportunities, it sometimes can actually be a gift to us. But how? Well, being obscure can be very difficult if you've known acclaim, applause, and popularity. Our sense of value and usefulness can be disrupted if we don't understand the gift of being hidden or being obscure.
This is very interesting.
I thought so. It's a prize opportunity about rediscovering who matters the most to us, who gives an actual shit about you. And the truth is revealed when it has become a cold winter in the middle of spring. We all know that one.
Yeah.
It's the trusting of the process.
That's hard.
Yeah, but if you can trust it, believing that there is a higher order taking you to a new place, so don't panic if you're going through this now. That is exactly all that is happening. You are going through, and you will pass through, and here we will all be waiting for you.
Here, here.
Say it again, my guy.
Here, here.
That's right. You know, Bob, I do, on purpose, with purpose, good stuff for me.
Oh, yes, such as?
Well, things that help me flourish. I take myself to the movies. I go and get my hair washed and blow dried. I'll think carefully what I want to wear for tomorrow. I take myself for walks. I touch the soil in my garden. I steam clean my floors.
Steam clean?
Yeah, I love the mirror finish. I love the feel of clean floors under my bare feet. It's a thing.
Oh, yeah, righto.
With neuroplasticity in mind, the malleability of our brains, I love knowing that we can change the architecture of our brains.
Oh, no, here we go. Is this complicated?
Not one bit. You like to enjoy yourself?
Well, I sure do.
Well, that's good for the brain. So it's very good for you. It's painless.
So the architecture of our brain, please explain.
By what we think, how we think, what we eat, what we do, who we hang around with. All this and more gives us a sense of a lovely life, a kind of satisfaction, if you will. Also, my research shows that the more we are mindful of what we are thinking, the happier and more enthused we are for life and ourselves. Our brain cannot tell the difference of who you are talking about, as in, say, you might be gossiping about someone. If it thinks though that you're talking about yourself. This is all research. This is amazing science. So all the more reason to get very serious about your thinking processes and, of course, what you are actually saying out there.
Now where?
There, Bob.
You know, I have questions. Why doesn't Tarzan have a beard when he lives in the jungle without a razor?
Point taken, Bob.
And why do you press harder on a remote control when we know the batteries are flat? And what's the speed of darkness?
Well, the concept of the speed of darkness seems paradoxical at first glance, but it invites deep philosophical and scientific exploration. Darkness, in its most literal sense, is the absence of light.
Godfathers, what did I ask?
From a physics perspective, darkness moves as fast as light recedes. Since light travels at a finite speed, 299,792 kilometres per second, which is 186,282 miles per second, darkness can only arrive at the same speed. And when a light source is turned off, the darkness that fills the void comes in at the speed at which the photons of light start illuminating that space.
Thanks for that. Jeez.
That's all right, Bob. Well, you did ask.
Yeah, I did.
Hashtag self-care acts and obscurity. Depending on what season you're in your life, your self-care requirements, well, obviously they're going to be so different. I remember when my kids were really young, when they went to sleep, I went to sleep. I didn't stay up late. That was a sort of unintentional act of self-care. I just bloody loved my sleep.
Sleep. Yeah, I love my sleep.
Because at that point I had family and friends in New Zealand. I would sometimes on my own jump over the ditch for a weekend. 'Twas grand, catch a party and then come back home. And I enjoyed egg white face packs, still do on occasion when I'm changing up my face masks regime. Leaves your skin so refreshed and glowing. Moving forward to when all my gals had left home, I cannot tell you just how truly luxurious it felt, for example, to just take myself to the hairdressers. And I was doing it there for a while, on a weekly basis. I just loved having my hair washed and blow dried. So yeah, a little bit of luxury and a little bit of guilt. I had nothing to be guilty for, but suddenly I was spending money and time on myself sort of regularly, and that was so unfamiliar. It took me some time to sort of get over myself a little bit. So yeah, the seasons change, and what you consider an act of self-care will also change. Luxurious and extra self-care acts for women, as we know.
Yeah, we all know, and how many do?
Well, I hope more people do. I hope more people do things for them, specifically for themselves. Now, as we know, self-care is essential for maintaining physical, emotional and mental well-being. Yes, mental well-being, and sometimes it's worth indulging in luxurious and extravagant rituals that make you feel like a queen. These moments of opulence allow you to reconnect with yourself on a deeper level, reminding you of your worth and the importance of prioritising your own needs. Here are some self-care acts that go above and beyond the basics and add a touch of luxury to your routine. Spa day at a high-end resort.
Did you ever stop and wonder why toasters always have a setting so high they could burn toast to a horrible crisp which no human being could eat?
True that, Bob. Nothing says luxury like a full day of pampering at an upscale spa. Book a treatment that goes beyond the typical massage, such as gold-infused facial, a body wrap with rare minerals, or a customised aromatherapy experience. Some spas offer packages that include saunas, hydrotherapy pools, gourmet meals, creating a holistic escape where your body and mind can fully relax. Like, I sort of feel like I'm having a holistic escape just, talking about it.
When life gives you melons, you might be dyslexic.
How about a private in-home massage? Instead of heading to a spa, bring the luxury to you. Hire a professional masseuse for an in-home massage experience. A friend of mine has a lady that comes over to her home who gives her the most amazing massages, she says. She says it's just fabulous. Lighting candles, diffusing essential oils, and play soothing music to transform your space into a personal sanctuary. An in-home service allows for a more intimate and tailored experience where every moment caters to your specific relaxation needs. Personalised skincare consultation and products. Indulge in a personalised skincare consultation with a renowned dermatologist who can develop a regimen, say, designed exclusively for your skin type. Once you have your tailored plan, splurge, absolutely. Splurge on luxury skincare products like serums with caviar extract, creams enriched with precious gemstones, or elixirs made with rare botanicals.
You don't do this.
I know, but some people do, and I think, yay, and all the power to them, I say.
Oh, blimey. How do you make holy water? You boil the hell out of it.
Designer loungewear and bedding. Now you're talking my language. Elevate your lounging experience with designer silk or cashmere loungewear that feels as luxurious as it looks. Pair it with high thread count Egyptian cotton sheets or satin bedding, and you'll feel like royalty every time you relax.
Yeah, there's something about a well-made bed with delicious soft sheets.
There absolutely is. It's definitely one of my things. Waking up and winding down surrounded by sumptuous fabrics is an everyday luxury that transforms your downtime into something special. How about a solo staycation at a luxury hotel?
Oh, God, fathers.
No, it's all right, Bob. Listen on. Treat yourself to a solo staycation, say at a 5-star hotel in your city. Book the best suite, enjoy room service, and spend your day sipping champagne by the pool or indulging in a gourmet dinner prepared by a Michelin star chef.
Now you're just pulling my leg.
No, I reckon that if something you want to do and you've saved your pennies or you've got that spare cash, I say you are worth it.
Yeah, it sounds like heaven on a stick, really.
It does. Well, how about a manicure and pedicure? Skip the typical salon manicure and go for a haute couture experience. Choose a luxury nail salon that offers custom nail designs using high-end polishes like Chanel or Christian Louboutin. Some services even offer diamond-encrusted designs, crystal embellishments, or gold leaf accents that take your nails from ordinary to extraordinary. Or what about a luxury scent ritual? Create a scent ritual that feels as lavish as a signature fragrance. Invest in high-end candles from brands like Byredo, Diptyque, and pair them with an extravagant fragrance such as one infused with rare or floral essences from a niche perfumery. Maybe a personal stylist for a day. Hire a personal stylist to curate a wardrobe that reflects your most confident, glamorous self, or maybe a gourmet meal prepared by a private chef.
That sounds really, really nice. Pretty nice.
I know, have a private chef come to your home and prepare a multi-course gourmet meal using the finest ingredients. Pair the meal with a selection of rare wines and champagne and enjoy a fine dining experience in the comfort of your own home. Or one of my favourites, a personal retreat in nature full of truly immersive experience. Book a personal retreat in a secluded luxury cabin or glamping site surrounded by nature, and with all the comforts of a 5-star hotel, you can reconnect with yourself, practice mindfulness and recharge away from the distractions of daily life. Many retreats offer personalised services such as private yoga lessons, guided meditations, gourmet meals, allowing for a complete escape. These luxurious self-care acts are more than just pampering.
I tell you what, they're a bit more than anything I've ever heard of.
They're an investment in your well-being. And that's it. That's the end.
The end. It's the end.
Yes, Bob, but we'll be back next week.
Okay, then.
So, say good day to the family for me. Give the blue dash dragonfly a flick, and we'll see you next time, okay? Okay, then. Bye.
Bye.